I used to think high-value people were the loudest ones in the room, the ones with flashy cars, designer clothes, millions of followers, or the biggest bank accounts. But I couldn't have been more wrong. Last month, I met a guy at a coffee shop. He wasn't loud. He wasn't flashy. Just a quiet man in a black t-shirt. But there was something magnetic about him. The barista lit up when he ordered. Strangers felt comfortable starting conversations. And me? I didn't even want to leave. I just wanted to be around his energy. That's when it hit me. I was witnessing true high-value behavior. Not the kind you scroll past on Instagram, but the kind ancient philosophers used to write about. The kind that earns real respect without even trying. And here's the thing. If you recognize just 3 of the traits I'm about to share, you're already living on a level most people never reach. And if you don't worry. I'm about to show you how to build them from scratch. 1. You control the temperature of every room. Most people are emotional thermometers. They reflect the mood around them. But high-value individuals, they're thermostats. They set the mood, whether they walk into chaos, tension, or silence. They don't get pulled into it. They regulate it. I once watched my mentor in a workplace crisis. Everyone was losing it, shouting, stressing out. But he just leaned back and said, "All right, let's figure this out step by step." His calmness was contagious. Within minutes, the room went from panic to focused teamwork. That's not dominance. That's emotional mastery. The Stoics called it discipline and desire, staying grounded inside, no matter what's happening outside. When you do that, people look to you in hard times, not away from you. 2. Your silence speaks louder than most people's noise. In a world obsessed with attention and noise, the one who's comfortable with silence holds a different kind of power. I saw this during a heated family argument. Everyone was yelling, except my uncle. He sat in silence. 20 minutes in, he simply asked, "What outcome do we actually want here?" Boom! The entire room went quiet. That's intentional speech. That's presence. Like Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Be the rocky headland where waves break, but peace forms around it." People learn that when you speak, it matters. Silence becomes your strength. 3. You've mastered the art of productive suffering. High-value people don't run from pain. They face it, learn from it, use it. I worked with a woman who went through everything: divorce, business failure, health issues. But instead of breaking, she said, "Every time life knocks me down, I rise knowing something new." That's not just resilience. That's wisdom through fire. The Stoics called it more fatty, the love of fate. Accepting the bad as fuel for greatness. And when people see you hold yourself steady through storms, they trust you in theirs. For your validation comes from one source only. People think high-value confidence means not caring what others think. Wrong. It means knowing whose opinion actually matters. High-value people choose whose feedback shapes them. Not everyone's voice deserves a seat at your table. So ask yourself, is your confidence rooted in truth or approval? What makes someone truly high value? It's not loudness, luxury, or likes. It's the quiet power of a man who knows who he is and refuses to trade that for applause. I used to think status came from external things. Flashy clothes, job titles, bank balances. But then I met a man who changed everything. He wore a simple black t-shirt, spoke softly, and yet people leaned in when he talked. The barista smiled wider when he walked in. Strangers opened up to him like he was already someone they trusted. Why? Because his presence whispered something rare: authenticity. High-value men source their strength from within, not to impress others, but because they build a deep foundation of personal values. They don't chase validation, they filter it out. I have a friend who once turned down a high-paying promotion. Everyone thought he was insane. More money? More status? Why reject that? His answer hit me like a thunderbolt. I'd rather be unemployed and respect myself than have a job that turns me into a stranger. That's the kind of clarity that most men never reach. And it's exactly what Stoic philosopher Epictetus meant when he said, "No one can hurt you without your permission." He was a slave, and still freer than most kings today. High-value people live by an internal scorecard. They don't ask, "What will others think of me?" They ask, Am I living in alignment with my truth? They measure success not by likes or claps, but by peace of mind. And when that becomes your compass, something magnetic happens. People feel your confidence, not because you're performing it, but because it's real, it's steady, it's rooted. That's what pulls others in, not noise, but presence. Then comes something even more powerful, strategic indifference. This concept is so misunderstood. People think it means apathy. It doesn't. It means caring with precision. It means guarding your energy like it's gold. Because it is. I used to get triggered by everything. Politics, other people's opinions, disrespect. I'd argue, rage, spiral, until I was just tired. And then I met a man who changed that. Bad traffic? He'd smile and listen to an audiobook. Rude service? He'd stay calm, solve the issue, move on. Gossip? He'd disengage completely. I only have so much emotional energy, he said, and I'm done spending it on things I can't change. That moment rewired my brain. That's when I understood true strength isn't loud, it's selective, and that's where power begins. But here's something even more rare. High-value men make others better just by existing. They don't preach. They don't lecture. Their life becomes a message. I have a mentor like that. Every time we talk, I leave feeling more inspired, more grounded, more capable. He never tells me what to do. He just lives with such quiet integrity that it challenges me to rise. That's leadership. That's real influence. The Stoics had a word for this, sympathia, the belief that we are all connected, that one person's presence can elevate the whole room. So ask yourself this. When you walk into space, do people sit up straighter? Do conversations become deeper? Do people feel more alive around you? If the answer is yes, then you're not just high value, you're a catalyst. And finally, the rarest trait of all, you've transcended the need to win. High value men don't obsess over being right, dominating debates, or proving their worth, because they've already won the most important battle, the one with their former self. I saw this during a high-stakes business meeting. Everyone was arguing to sound smarter, except one man. He kept asking, "What's the best outcome for everyone here?" He didn't care who got the credit. He cared about truth. That's when I realized power isn't about being on top. It's about lifting the whole game. That's what the Stoics meant by preferred indifference. Winning is nice, but irrelevant when your identity is rooted in purpose, not ego. So what now? Start small. Pick just one of these traits, the one that stirred something in you, and focus on living it for the next 30 days. Don't aim for perfection. Aim for progress. Slow, steady, stoic. That's how men are forged. And if this message hit your heart, if it called you out or called you forward, I want you to comment undeniable. Let's see how many of us are silently walking in our power without realizing who we really are. And if you're still becoming that man, one choice at a time, drop on the path. Because this isn't just another motivational video. This is a signal, a brotherhood. And I'll be down in the comments reading every single one. Your voice matters. Your growth matters. And the world needs more men like you. Not louder, but truer.